You'll see here that I keep working on Sion, getting a lot of extra turns. Obviously, the lightning there, that puts a damper. It prevents extra turn meter gain, so you got to watch out for that. But as long as Traya doesn't have a counter attacker on the team, this goes pretty well normally. Some of the things that can go wrong, which I've shown in my videos, is the basic. Whenever the basic just completely gets dodged by Sion, you again won't get that turn meter gain, which can be a real drag. But otherwise, goes pretty easy. Make sure you fracture Traya, not a problem. Gonna jump in to this Night Sister team, and I take a little different tactic. I really don't want to lose, so I'm going to go with Emperor Palpatine and 2 tanks. It might seem like a lot of overkill, but Sith Trooper can mitigate a lot of damage, and both Mother Talzin and Acolyte can do very large damage. And then Mother Talzin obviously has Plague. And so Shore Trooper can heal and prevent the Plague. Maybe if I had a better option for healing available, I should take Shore Trooper and, take Sith Trooper and a healer, but I just don't have it available. I have Barriss on my front line, and I don't, besides maybe Chirrut, which he's not probably great with Empire. I didn't have a lot on the bench, so I'm just hoping I don't need Shore, but usually I use Shore versus um, Mother Talzin for Plague anyways. So I want to clean up this boss team with CLS and some rebels. I bring in Ezra and R2. R2 is obviously there to kind of keep Ezra alive. Ezra's there for damage, and he's got that extra cleanse. Try to keep Bossk under control so I can at least take out Boba Fett before. As you can see here, still Ezra can get targeted, which bites, but it's just what happens. It's got to keep him alive best we can. Now we're going to go after Bossk now, since we can barely get to Dengar. Got to get the tenacity down back on Bossk. Makes him a lot easier to land the debuffs. I should have put the burning up at that point. That was pretty silly of me. My weakest member still has protection, which is why Bossk keeps his taunt, but that's not going to matter. And now we just have to go after Denver. It's quite a tanky Dengar, and obviously with tenacity up, it's hard to land anything. Get rid of that tenacity up. See if we can land a stun, which we do. Tenacity up is back. Just got to whittle them down. Get rid of that again. Now we got buff immunity. So we should be able to clear this out pretty easy, and it's over. So we opened up the bottom section, and I've been trying to bring Wampa and Rex. First, well, I haven't been trying, but against this team without mission, I never fought this team before. I know I had to deal with watching out for the dots, but I don't think they had any stun that I know of. I'm not familiar with Juhani. I don't have her geared up yet. Carth brings a lot of bonus turn meter, but but they also might crit a lot, bringing a lot of extra damage to, or bringing a lot of extra turn meter to my team, which I was hoping for. They do heal quite a lot, which sucks. And they are plowing through Sun Fact there. But finally, there goes Carth. Ordo is out of there, and now we just got to finish up on Juhani. I don't think she does a ton of damage, so. And that's it. Not perfect, but sometimes it's hard with these 3v3s, or at least it's very difficult for me still to have optimal teams when you see these weird combinations sometimes. I checked this team out. I did make one mistake. This is the mistake here, is I should have went after whichever bounty hunter had the expose. So that was my bad. It still goes fine, but it could have been a lot better. And then look at Greedo's stupidness there. 4 attacks in a row. Otherwise, I think this would have went, or we had a much better score. Getting a little concerned at this point. So, but we land the stun. Got one more, and he didn't really do much damage. Glad he went after Finn, and that's it. Took the team out. This last team in the section is KRU. I almost always use RJT BB8 and 3PO now to take out this team. It's very consistent. It's usually very easy. Not much can go wrong unless you are very undergeared. The main, obviously the main reason is because of this heal block. Really cripples a KRU team. And in this particular case, this team's actually goes down really quick. We just got to finish off Kylo, and sometimes he's really tanky, but we're melting through him. I use the ability block there simply for the turn meter. I know it didn't do much else otherwise, but she gets all that bonus turn meter when she uses it. So the bottom section I opened up, there's 2 teams there. And I haven't seen this team on defense in 3v3 at all. I was hoping that I could have enough damage to at least take out Emperor Palpatine, but it wasn't meant to be. You're going to see this. This team gives me a whole lot of trouble. Mostly because I didn't factor in Nihilus and his cooldown increase. So it's taken me till now to take off that taunt. And now I start going back after Emperor Palpatine, and I'm hoping that I can just start stunning Nihilus, but I get 0 stuns, which is pretty terrible. The rest of it goes by pretty well. I got that shock, so that stopped all the healing, but I'm just getting no stuns on Nihilus, and I think if I would have got even 1 stun on Nihilus, I think things would have been pretty well. There I bring turret back, but he's totally gone now. Again, if there was a stun, Nihilus wouldn't have got a turn there, so I'm going to bail. That's the end of this. Take a breather, jump into the next team. I'm going to bring Darth Nihilus lead with some Sith. Trying to take my triumvirate and split it apart so I can get down a couple extra teams. I was thinking maybe I could go with a little less power, but I just didn't want to get stuck or have Darth Nihilus die or something like that. So it's just going to be a pretty long battle. Zeta Savage holds in there really well with his healing, even with the exposes. I didn't notice the days there until too late. Didn't get the bonus turn meter. I was hoping to maybe get that combo off where you can shock with Sith Assassin and then kind of do Savage's special. That did a ton of damage. It can be dangerous. But I'm going to get rid of L3. That gives me the option to deal with either of them. I need to get back either health or take out Vander Chewbacca before he does that again. So he's just creaming through my health. Here I thought I could do it. I thought we're under 50%, but no such luck. That didn't work. So I'm not getting super lucky on this stuff. But there, I pulled off the thing, but he revived her. I should have waited a turn, maybe. I don't know. But looks like I'm going to finish up anyways. Not great points, but what's done is done. And that's it. So, mission and Zaalbar, I have been taking my Han and Chewie against. So, I didn't have a great leader, but I wanted to bring a Dispeller and also Scoundrel. And those Han and Chewie are rebels, of course, so he's got the revive. You just never know what's going to happen. I should have, again, just went straight after Chewbacca, or did those hits before on Vader. And because this team can just, once it gets rolling, Mission and Zaalbar, man, it is bad, bad news. I'm lucky I get a stun here. I can cleanse, get the days off Chewie, and oh no, I lost Han. I'm thinking, oh, this is bad news, but then I remember, hey, I can revive. So that's good. Look at that. He dodged all that damage. It's not good at all. Heal up Han. Hopefully stun. Yeah, we're back for the stun. Some extra damage. Another stun. Tenacity down helps a lot. And now I'm trying to get rid of Vader. So that's awesome. Now I can get rid of those dots for good. I'm saving the AoE in case his taunt comes back up, but I'm going to work on Zaalbar until he's out of here. Man, it is tough to do. goes. Now we just wrap it up. Little sketch for a minute, but we get through it. So in this battle, I'm back against Emperor Palpatine. I I just didn't line things up with how the turns were going to go, and Nihilus getting his turn before I could isolate him was terrible. So I'm trying to keep my isolate and clear out. I do clear off the taunt there, but defense comes back, and I got a cooldown reduction, and that's when I needed to isolate. And already Nihilus somehow had his um, kill, and I'm just done at this point. If I would have had Sion maybe, and I got lucky, and he would have went after um, Cad Bane, maybe something would have been different. But this just did not go down the way I expected. Again, I'm just not used to seeing this team, or seeing Emperor, or seeing Palpatine on defense. And I probably should have let this go, but I did do significant damage to Sith Trooper, so in the end, I think it worked out. But I had to use way too many teams to get through this team. I don't really know what would have worked better. Probably Jedi, a team with evasion or foresight, so that Nihilus just didn't get the turns as fast, would probably be the best. Right now, I'm hoping just to get Emperor Palpatine out of there. I'm saving my big attack for if, like this situation where he has taunt. But in the end, it probably didn't matter because of he was almost dead there. Man, and Palpatine is just stunning the crud out of this team. If I would have had First Order Officer, it probably would have went a bit better, but at least I got Sith Trooper out of there. RNG wasn't in my favor. If Palpatine didn't stun so many of the tunes, it would have been fine. Without Sith Trooper in there, I take in my troopers, because I can hit anyone that I want, and Palpatine's not going to last very long if I actually start doing some damage. And you can see here, that's exactly what happened. And now I can start taking turn meter away and knocking him down. That's it. Finally, this team's out of here. Such a poor showing on my part. Taking this Aayla team in versus this Grievous team has 0 Zetas on it. I'm still not super familiar with Grievous. I don't really have them geared up. I checked this team's mods, and they are not heavily tenacity modded, but I cannot land a stun. I don't know if it was just RNG, but like I think that's going to be the only stun that I get the whole match, which is really unfortunate. Even at 15% chance, which I should have had more than a 15% chance, because I'm pretty sure my Aayla has some decent potency. Um, this team's running the gambit, but Aayla is staying in there. She's a tough cookie. And then Master's Training gives a bonus to potency, like 35%. So I have no idea why my stuns aren't landing in the slightest. So obviously this match doesn't go fantastic, but I do take out the B1 there. So most of the healing is going to be stopped. And now I'm just hoping that I can get the B2 out of there. Again, no more stuns, which is just insane to me. It's like, been how many times and I didn't get a stun? Craziness. And that's it. Grievous survives, but I take in. So I was flustered and I forgot to hit record when I went in, but I just took in Biggs and Wedge and SRP and was able to clean up Grievous, no problem. So here we're jumping into the last battle um, that I'm going to do for this war. I don't think it's going to work at all. I was hoping maybe I could get lucky, but zombie is just too much for this team, and there's not enough DPS unless things get going really well that you're going to be able to take out two of these Night Sisters, and before you have to like take them out again for the final time. So especially with my Death Trooper being like just stunned the whole time, that's it. It's over. I bail. Not that it matters much, but that's it. So I'm going to leave it at that, folks. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. If you want to see how all of my territory or all of my Grand Arena battles went for this season 5 or season 6, please stay tuned. I'll be making a wrap up video and what my final score is. With that, take it easy, and we'll see you next time on the Holotables.